Working all day and streaming all night, but don't worry, I know no such exhaustion. Welcome back to Permafrost. We're playing as Perm. We might look pretty big and scary, but really we are fragile as all hell. We've made some enemies during our time. Russia hates our guts. Persia hates our guts. Whilst we're thinking about blobs around us, Jampur hates our guts. The Ottomans... well, I have a feeling we're going to come to blows eventually, because this Shirvan Circassian border buffer will not hold for sure. And then there's the Ming, who despite all my advances refuses to accept neither my hand in marriage or a alliance. So, not looking so good for us here in Perm. All the blobs want us dead, or at least will soon want us dead, but that's not going to stop us. We might look really big, but that is very misleading. If we check our development, with all of this size, we are still inferior to England, who only has this. So, yeah. Most of our land is utter garbage. If we check the development map mode, we've got 3s across the board, with the exception of this 23 development province. God knows how it got that high. I guess it just started out good. And we forcefully grabbed Samarkand, which is always good, as opposed to Russia that owns this unjustly incredibly rich land right here. At least we have defended ourselves against the oncoming Russian expansion towards the east, but for how long? We used to be good with a friendly alliance until they got the mission to subjugate the Kazan, and got a claim on us, and well, before we know it they had many claims on us. Permanent claims to boot. If we want them to lose those, we're going to have to go to war and force them to get rid of them, but that's a concern for later. A concern for right now is, as ever, war. Now, the good old Cockans are about to end their truce with us, and most likely want a coalition against us, so the best way to take care of people that want to coalition you is to stop them from existing. Let's build up a spy network, see if we can't get a claim on them before we're forced to go to war. And we're always forced to go to war. I mean, I never want to pursue such horrible goals. Now, I have an idea for Theodoro, and that idea revolves around grabbing an alliance with them. They are also allied with Russia and Trebizond, but I get the feeling that Trebizond isn't going to exist for much longer. Their land will soon be forfeit, and it's always just nice to have a friend, so I feel we would benefit from allying them. I wanted to get a quick check to make sure Lithuania isn't about to deck them. I don't think they will, though. Lithuania is looking a bit, shall we say, beaten up. So let us grab that alliance and then consider where to go from there. Oh, it's also worth checking how fortified our country is. We have 2 forts. One is mothballed, the other is our capital fort, so our country does not look too great. I should get myself into position for both Kokand and Uzbek, since I want both of them down. I also want my nobility to stop getting on my case. Alright, something I'm going to do before I forget is I'm going to move my main trading port down to Samarkand, since I get the feeling it's one of the few places I could ever make a buck or two. We'll also erect a marketplace there, and whilst we're still collecting, I feel that Siberia should be transferring their trade power towards us using the Astrakani merchant. Just doing a bit of rejigging to try to get my finances on track, because they are anything but on track. Why am I paying full army maintenance? I'm still not all that sure. So I hope everyone's doing okay today. This is nice to wash away the feeling of playing the Ottomans earlier today. Nah, I'm kidding. It can be nice to do a more newbie-orientated stream at the company every now and then. Probably end up doing some actual tutorials there, but we shall see. It's supply and demand, right? At least your name placement is good, Jake. Colonize Siberia. Something up your name style every time. Now we're looking good. Well, you probably have the biggest name on the map, although Russia is giving us a run for our money. I'm impressed to see Timbuktu actually being the one to come out on top over in West Africa. Good job, you. Still, where are we going to go from here? I do get the feeling that the Uzbek need to die, but they're not about to join any coalition against us, right? Right? Oh well, either way it would pay to be on top of the situation here. I'm just wondering to what extent. I think these guys can take it. I should probably go to war just as soon as possible. Because yeah, this Uzbek province deserves to be mine. I think I'll just go for it. It saves them joining any kind of coalition against me. It just makes things easier overall. And I want to focus on the more difficult provinces to convert whilst we have all of our bonuses going strong, and that includes no gay. Why would no gay be so difficult to convert? It's only 6 development. Something isn't adding up here. It's probably because it's a non-accepted culture. I think we'd be getting more bang for buck if we focused on ones that are accepted cultures, but whatever, I'll go with it. It feels good to get these ones done anyway. Can't worry about playing optimally all the time. So maybe there's a reason I have to not push this button, but it's not coming to mind right now. Deus Vault. We'll get our general on the case and wipe them out, and I really should be smacking that nobility down somewhere. The most sense is to put them down in provinces where I have really high autonomy, but it doesn't make sense to put them in provinces that don't have good manpower, since that's really where they come out on top. So that makes me struggle on both ends there. Most troublesome. Actually, the manpower across the board is pretty unforgivable, so guess I'll just throw you guys down here. Here you go, nobility. It's only a grain province anyway. I'm sure that'll keep them tight. Destroy them, lads. Red Crane asks, a good question, why didn't I choose Sunni as my syncretic faith? Well, sometimes you don't want to do things the right way. Jinx, I wonder if I can get this province extremely quickly. 5 cannons ought to be enough to make it just pop to our side. And other things I want to do include fabrication of claims upon Lithuania. So I need to build up a spy network over there. That's right, Russia is big and powerful. I cannot allow them to get bigger and more powerful, so that's how we're going to solve our issues here. To a degree, at least. I'm also wondering what use this fort is really doing, but we'll leave it there anyway. So how are we doing on the money front by making Samarkand our main trading port? Considerably well. That's a lot better on the trade, and that's what we need to get our country on track. Our Inquisitor dying is not what we need to get our country on track, however. That is really quite tragic. Oh well, we'll exchange you out with that, and where is that missionary of ours? Alright, Nogay. You're never going to get done in any reasonable amount of time. We're going to switch you out for somewhere that will. I want another Inquisitor on the double. He died well before his time. Unfortunately, we've been gaining them through estate interactions, and we can't get another one for 11 years, which is not so good. So, focus is at the moment, eliminate the tiny little outpost countries that we have clogging up our country. Oh, jings, that took no time at all. Not even sorry to say you are not fit for the world, Uzbek. I eliminated you once before, I shall do so again. Gonna bring our diplomat back from China just to annex up the Uzbek. And then any other despicable plans that we have as well. Jake, can you get an Inquisitor from the church? I think I just covered that. Jake, a sperm Eastern Tech. I am indeed Eastern Tech. Also, hello Multan. I'm glad you're my friend, and I'm also kind of glad you're allied to Jampur. You make a nice buffer between me and Jampur, and I'm kind of tempted to ally you. I want to see who your enemies are. Baluchistan, who I'm about to be at war with, so since there's nobody actually threatening your existence and you are allied to my rival, it makes good sense for me to ally you. But that won't very well work since you don't like that idea. Oh well. You win some, and some you don't win. Let's take you over, take all your money of course, even though it causes a bit of inflation. I am hurting for money so badly. And let's core that right up. Lovely. I really don't want to have to deal with revolts here. And the unrest is a bit pathetic anyway, so I don't see much use in not increasing autonomy. It's going to save me money in the long term. So, seems that I lack rivals. I've got Jampur and Persia, and I could name Chagatai as the other one. I don't yet want to name Russia, because Russia never named me as a rival. I'll probably hold on to that extra spot, even though it'll hurt my power projection. That little bit of power projection isn't all that important to me right now. I do want to get into position and take out the cockand. And I need a free diplomat to get that one done. Why don't you strip all these miners you annexed, Jake? That's a lot of free prestige you could get. Oh, strip them of cores. That's true. And you never know when some extra cores are going to come in handy. Okay, lots of truces just ended there. So I would quite like to declare that war. Sadly though, they got guaranteed by Multan, who would get involved in all this. But I sense some money to be made here. Tell me about yourself, Multan. To shreds, you say? I mean, you are allied with Jampur, Malwa, and Sindh. This is a bit of a pain. I should bring an additional army down in preparation for that, because you might be able to punch a bit harder than I expect, but my technology should bring me far above anything that you can bring to the table. I also want that trade efficiency. I don't think I have anything better to spend my dip on at the moment. That said, we'll sit on it, because we might get a good bonus. Don't need those Hussars on my side. Eliminating Kokand should take next to no time. I can't imagine Baluchistan will have anything surprising for me. We'll just rip them to shreds and grind them to dust. I want that trade efficiency. Oh, I want that trade efficiency. So, I'll take it. Simple as that. Might as well activate the fort just in case things go haywire here. So, I'll do it. I'm not so sure about Baluchistan. They're only allied with Kokand, so I may as well make them a co-belligerent. They have dyes as well. I love dyes. And they have a gorillion cores. Even though they are tribal, it might be worth my time to grab them as a vassal. I might just make them into a... Make them into a march and get all that land off of Sindh, even though Sindh have some friends. A bit of extra punching power down here might be useful. I mean, that's a lot of cores to take back. Yes, I'll make it so. But I gotta do this before we have any issues with people joining coalitions against me. So, once again, Deus Vult. I forgot to make my claim before I pulled the trigger there. What a fool I am. Oh well, it happens. Baluchistan and Multan get involved, so the numbers don't look too good for me, at least localized here. And he's trying to build a barracks. That's a shame. I want that barracks. Now that's something I should have taken into account. Persia and Jampur are contributing units here, so we need to get you down here on the double. And just in time for my Grand Captain General to die. Now I am playing on hard mode, and in addition to the enemy just being that bit stronger, they are a lot more willing to use condottieri. But that's okay. If anything, that's part of the fun. Let's get our new... Always go for offensive shock here. Our new cavalry on the go. And go down to kick some ass. Good old condottieri. Always getting in my way. But that's alright. Once I grab Kokand's capital, I'll have a lot less to worry about. Now what's everyone getting on about? I haven't checked out my estates in a wee while. I want to know how they're doing, what I can really grab from them. I mean, some diplomatic support and some extra money is always nice, especially that extra money. Ka-ching. Relations, trade power, autonomy change. Jings, I could do with that since the autonomy isn't looking so hot. But I either give it to the clergy or to the the clergy or the merchant guilds. I like the clergy and the clergy like me. So let's do it. Okay, seems there are quite a few of the enemy to be worrying about here, so we should get our forces together before the enemy do. I need to take Kokand on the double. It's really nice to see them building a barracks here. I think I'll let them be, since I want that barracks. Even if it's going to allow Kokand to build up units. Which is troublesome for me. This is also troublesome. Here come the Persians. So we have Persians and Jampurians coming in and causing us grief. And Bukhara's, what's the word? The garrison in Bukhara is not so hot. So, let's do it. Let's just stomp on what we can. I absolutely need Samarkand to remain in my hands. This is a little troublesome though, Jampur getting involved as well. Never rains but it pours. We have 1 out of 1 leaders, so I don't really feel like adding another, especially when I have my glorious dynasty, who may just get struck down. Although an extra general could help us out. I don't mind you getting a bit of extra influence over my country. He better be good though. Well, he's something else, isn't he? At least he's fast. So we're looking at Persia, Jampur, but the thing is Multan might jump in on that as well. But, you know what, maybe we'll be fine. I'm willing to risk it for a biscuit. There we go. Stomp you down. I don't mind you dealing around with that province there. And we'll, they're on their way at the very least. I may want to back them up. We'll see how it goes. But I don't want to stop in this province, because if I do, he's going to stop building that barracks that I really want. They're locked in over to Samarkand. And for that, oh well, if they really want to fight me, I'll give them a fight. Get the hell out of my country. This land was mine, is mine, and will permanently be mine. Not bad, but not good enough. We'll merge together under the leadership of Isaac. Destroy the forces that are besieging us down on our only fort. I'm kind of glad I built it now, because we kill and keep moving around here. Jake wanted a general, got Pocahontas. Alright, I don't really like leaving my cannons alone like that. I've got to be goal orientated here. I need to get on Jalalabad. I'm kind of gutted that I didn't fabricate those claims when I could have. Lithuanian conquest of poor Bratislav? Oh no, it's Galicia Volhynia you're at war with. Well, that's fine. I'm still having my claim though. So Theodoro, my good ally there, you're still in one piece, which is not what I was going for, but more power to you. I was also thinking about really wanting Ming to be my ally, but you can't win them all. Okay, we sent them packing, but for how long? We need to chase down the Multan, since they're bringing in quite a few. But I need to get on Jalabad as well. That's an interesting route you take, but I guess you have to avoid that fort, don't you? That'll do it. Wait. Yeah, some real interesting ways to go, my friend. And that should do us good. Always get your 10 to 1s when you can, folks. Also, benign neglect. Where is Berezov? Okay, it's in the middle of bum-tuckly nowhere. We'll give it the tax. Not that any one of those things means all that much. Okay, that's a little annoying. He's going to go around and grab provinces. But, oh well, yeah, let's take him out. Or take out the bigger threats, it's hard to say. I don't need a general to take you down. It would probably help, but you can't have everything. Christian missionaries. Well, I'm not about to have that province convert, and I don't know where it is. This province may change religion in the future. Where is Baal Chas? Oh, jings, here we go again. Me and my ability to read. Well, Well, I'm guessing they're near here. Maybe the area is Balchas. Yeah, it's the area here. Well, it's not that I mind Russia getting all that more annoyed with me. It's the prestige I was more worried about losing there. And I really don't like them occupying me like that. Once this barracks is built, I will happily grab that province and not have to deal with these guys arsing about anymore. Looking good. Let's grab everyone together under the siege general. Looking good. Never mind. You guys just go up there and destroy them. Jake, you should consider abandoning the orthodox ways and finally eradicate the bloody heathens in your capital. Doesn't really... yeah, I don't like the heathens being in my capital. But one must play with the hand they're dealt with. Take care of your separatists, jeez, man. These cockhands. Cock and what exactly? Still carefully trying to avoid that border with Korea, since I don't need yet another hostile person on my borders. Let's remove you from the equation. How's that barracks getting on? All done, you say? Well, sounds to me like 100% on Cockand. And when that's the case, I'll be taking you, and you will be my vassal. That is to say, Baluchistan will become my vassal. That's going to make a lot of people very unhappy. Chagatai, Kashmir, Sindh, Multan. But a lot of them just by a little bit. Okay, Sindh is a concern, ever so slightly. But I can improve my relations with Sindh ahead of time. Because we know this is coming. Also, Lithuania, I'm going to get that second claim on you. And that will render my spy in your territory useless, just like that guy is useless. Okay, this is the opposite of useless. The Multan man is coming along into Kokand, and he could go to Kujland after that. So let's make a turn around there and grab you folks. This time not under the 2 siege general. Well, maybe the 2 siege would be better for you guys. You do have the cannons after all. And I wonder what it would take to get Multan out of this, since they're the ones that are bringing the pain for me. Well, whatever the case, I need to get you guys up north to eliminate them. I still think I made the right decision allowing that barracks to be completed. Still, we'll mop these guys up. Not letting them retake that capital. Well, they have different ideas. They're already making good progress there. I can flank them ever so slightly with this guy on the case, but I may as well get my 4 siege and no river crossing. It's a shame that they don't accept this peace deal. Not yet, at least. But they will. At least we get a good chance to exercise our sword arms. And this time our heir is not going to die. We lost our amazing heir earlier, but this time he's going to survive. Blind faith is sometimes all you need. Not always, but sometimes. Getting these guys mixed up. I want Siege Boy on that case. So it won't take much longer before they're going to accept my frankly outrageous demands. Might demand some money on top of that. But yeah, just thinking about all those provinces I can grab from Sindh later on. But I'm going to have to cool off on my expansion around here, because if Jampur or Persia ends up involved in all that as well, then I'm in for a bumpy ride. I should keep track of how many Baluchistani cores there are here, but I think it's all same culture group, right? Absolutely. We've got cores for years around here. Alright. Might take a little bit of time, but we'll get this. The Theodorian-Lithuanian border war against Lithuania. This is a war that they have started. If we accept, they promise territorial gains in the war. Sorry, Theodoro, you're on your own. For good reason. Pretty good reason at that. I actually hope Theodoro gets smashed here. This is all part of my cunning plan, you see. I'm still trying to work out the later parts of this plan, perhaps, but it'll be okay. A few Astracanes wish to rise up around these provinces, which is a bit of a pain. I am considering raising autonomy, since I don't really care about the contribution here. And consideration has turned into outright doing. I have the army to take care of it, but really why bother, since the gains are pretty bloomin' minimal. Could always separate peace vassalize you. Between 1 and 24 if I do it that way. Between 1 and 24 if I do it this way. But then again, you are fairly instrumental. Still thinking about that, because I can get you out individually quite nicely. But you contribute a good chunk to the war score. I think I'll do it together. We're almost looking pretty happy with you, Sind, so hopefully Sind don't turn on me as well. And Sind are also building us a barracks. It's like people know we're coming and want to build us things. How very nice of them. Kashmir can also be eliminated. They have no friends, and they have a core of my soon-to-be vassal. Still gonna take a few months before they start seeing things my way. Jake, they promised land. I don't care. I actually want to see Theodora lose this war. That said, they're a little angry about the whole Dishonored Alliance thing, but we'll see how that goes down. Oh wait, shoot, did they bring... No, they did not bring Russia into the war. This amuses me greatly. Jake, you could separate peace and take cores from Multan for your new vassal. Yes, and also no. It's a poor idea because it wouldn't be any kind of special casus belli other than Holy War, so I'd be taking a lot of aggressive expansion that I can't honestly afford at the moment. I also can't afford this nonsense. They are steaming in, breaking down the walls and causing me all sorts of grief. Okay, that should be plenty. There we go. I'm taking it all, and nobody of importance is going to join a coalition. Isn't that right? So Baluchistan becomes my vassal, and I demand your territory. Looks good. Done and done right. Except there's all this aggressive expansion. Now Jampur is only at 44. Sind is at 62, which is rather a lot. But I'm keeping their relations a little high, so it should be okay. You know what would keep them a little higher? A nice dosage of gift. Nah, that's too much gift. They don't deserve that. So what are we doing? Let's add those cores. How are we looking area-wise? It's rich enough that I want to make it into an estate, or rather into a state anyway, so that's okay. And we'll get these exiled guys out of there. I should probably slaughter you whilst we're still here. Plus, you don't like me, so that's a good enough reason to do it. I need to retake that core and make Baluchistan nice and happy. It's very tempting to enforce my religion on them. And Jings, they really don't like to be my vassal. Baluchistan must be the whole forced vassalizing, aggressive expansion was at war malarkey. But we can overcome all that. I mean... we can mend our ways, right? Doesn't matter though, this province is one of their cores. We need to get them off on the right foot here. Let's retake that core. Kunduz. And also it eliminates another enemy around here, which is always good. And I mean, how much aggressive expansion could it possibly be? All is well. All is very well. Did Jake eliminate Muscovy? In a sense, yes. In another, more accurate sense, absolutely not. Okay, there we go. This province will be ours in a heartbeat. We're going to get rid of the non-artillery, because I really can't afford to be taking much more attrition right now. And I'm going to jump these fellows as soon as they're done with Theodore. Why is Theodora winning? This was not part of the agreement. I mean, there's a little bit of a tech difference, but that's not what I'm looking for. Who are your vassals, Jake? I have no such people. Although it's nice to see Theodora going to like us a bit more thanks to that. That's good. Okay, welcome to the world of entering my vassal. Getting in there, nobody important is really going to join a coalition after that. Multan are already eligible, but they won't since we have a truce. And naturally we're taking all their money. And that's barely worth any prestige to get that one core. I'm not concerned about it. But why not? There we go. Baluchistan grows ever bigger. And how tempted I am to fight Sind, but it's probably better that we let everyone mellow out around here. As we need to bring our focus to the west. Anchor our western border. Theodora is winning because Lithuania is still at war with Galicia. That's true, maybe I should just jump with Lithuania instead. But that's not what I'm going for. I mean, Lithuania is winning that other war, but they're not so much winning this. They haven't even fought the Theodorans, which is a shame. And if Theodora ends up gobbling up all this, that's going to be my problem. Okay, there's a bit of a an upstart over here. Maybe I will have to dogpile Lithuania before Theodora gets it. Not what I'm looking for. I'm also not looking for minus 10 morale anytime soon. I have no vassals. No, I didn't have any vassals until I got Baluchistan, which I now have. They're my only vassal. Okay, so Lithuania is looking really bad right now. I hope they peace out soon. There we go, but now they're losing quite badly to Theodora and Trebizond here. Hopefully they can turn it around. They're losing so badly because they lost their capital to Theodora. How is that war going to go? And how are Lithuania looking? Litauen have 0 troops whatsoever. I need to get in there before people steal my precious land. Do it, and do it now. On the double. 6 maneuver. That'll show them. There is simply no time. Why are the nobility all up in my face anyway? Ah, that'll tick away. Alright, so let's get our bearings here. I need to crush down on this before the nasties over in Theodora cause me some trouble. I like you. I like you quite a lot, Kiev. We could be friends. Alright, Catholic faith being spread, but not on my watch. And also they're recruiting somebody, but I can't quite see. Oh well, I'm going to trust it won't take too long, but I'll still throw 2 units there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab them, split them again, and spread out. This is all for Connaught if I don't get a fort. And then again... Nah. Looks like the Theodorans have this in the bag. I don't mind them fighting them, I just need to get to Bessarabia before they do. Shouldn't need any extra units here, we're looking good. You get on that one. And you guys get over there. Yedistan is another important one to grab, so let's ditch a unit there, and we'll be a-okay. Any plans to eat Caucasia, Jake? There's a problem with that, and that problem is big and green, and I played as him earlier. The Ottoman Menace. Pretty scary, no? The answer is yes. So, you're still at war there, and you have the capital, so it's all coming up Millhouse for you. But I don't care about you, I care about me. I also care about getting in on this before Theodoro have any chance to expand. Then if they have any problems, they're going to have to come through me, and they're probably going to come through me, that's the concern. I also need better relations with my good friend the Ming. Multan continue to hate me, but that's expected. Theodora continuing to besiege that, but that's alright. We have good war score from having won enough battles already. 1 out of 1. Have Ottos westernized yet? They have not, but then neither have I. Whoa, how did you slip by me? That's going to be having none of that. Now, there are a few things that I need to pay attention to around here. Not least of all, of course, they are going to have access and come from the north. Oh well. Is Ming in any danger of suddenly imploding? Ming is always in danger of suddenly imploding, but I don't think it's a reasonable concern at this point in time. Good old Baluchistan, they're coming along to help us already. If I could just marry the swords, then it would bring us ever closer to getting that marriage. But hard mode is at -20, and the fact that I have no navy hurts as well. That'll change if I finally get a port and I can start, well, one, amassing sailors, which is going to take a long time, since we haven't even seen proper water before. But the question is also, how much land can I take without cheesing off everybody in the Christian world? I'm not concerned about Lithuania joining a coalition. There are others that I most certainly am. I want Yedistan.